Welcome back to another episode of Wednesday is Wednesday. This is BS TV, and I'm your host, Jeff. It's been a minute. That I've been thinking about doing Ren and Chinchilla. Now, I've done Ren, I've done the Big Push, and I've done Chinchilla. And the Chinchilla track I was not expecting that side of her. And the reason is because when I first heard about Ren, it was my wife. She told me about Ren. And at that time, Ren was at the top of the food chain for her. And she brought me, this is Ren. And again, as my story goes, it didn't jive with me in a sense that she put so much hype into it. It was her thing, and for me, I couldn't reach that level that she was at, and so psychologically it was dull for me because I wasn't able to reach that height that she was at. And so I've talked about this before. When I experienced something as amazing as Ren on my own, I can get moved pretty easily. When somebody finds something super exciting and they come at me with all this excitement and energy, it flattens when I experience it in comparison to them. So the detriment of Ren and his music for me is experiencing it through somebody else. And I have to wonder, why is that? Why can I not get into that kind of an excitement when someone else, especially my wife, is showing something to me? I should be able to reach the level she's at and just respect her opinion and know that she knows what she's talking about, so I can get up to that level. Now, again, she showed me this song, okay? And I'm doing it again because I see Ren, and Chinchilla for that matter, in a different light. I have been doing a dive into Ren's music, and I've been experiencing him on a deeper level. And I'm just talking to a fellow, or not a fellow, but a viewer yesterday. See if I can find his name so I can shout him out. Hang on. Yeah, here it is here. Gavin Wilson 2071. Yesterday was talking to me about my experience with Ren. You got me on this one. Oh, it was Power. And so I had mentioned in that video about Cujo Beatdown, and he kind of gave me a new perspective. He said, I wonder too, probably not the only one. I do understand why some don't like it, but I think it shows as much as High Ren that dark side is in all of us, or that is in us all, always, and that even Ren falls to it on occasions. And I responded by saying, that's a great perspective. You might have single-handedly changed my opinion. And what he was referring to is, for me, Cujo Beatdown, I heard, that was the first one that I decided that I was going to do when I decided that I was going to experience Ren after hearing about it, months before from my wife. And it was the wrong song because I didn't have any context, for one, and for two, it was icky for me. It was really dark and twisted, and I didn't understand where it was coming from. And now that I've experienced Ren, I understand him a little bit better. I think that I could go into that song and hear it differently, just like I did with High Ren. I did a second first reaction to High Ren, and it was a completely different song for me. And I see what my wife saw. It's just such an amazing experience to be able to give things a second chance and then to be inspired. And that is what I'm looking for in this song, Chalk Outlines. I'm looking for a different level of inspiration. I actually liked the song when I heard it the first time. I don't remember it. I remember her nails, and I remember them singing together. And I remember her voice being quite a bit different from the one that I heard when I first showcased her on this channel, on this station. So let's just get right into it here. I've talked way too long again. I'll let you guys know in the description below. At 5:40, skip ahead and you'll see the video. Let's get right into it. Of course, I have to change the sound output to my headset. I don't know. Anyway, here we go. That was just quiet. It was already on my headset. Okay, Ren. He's always so intense. And you know what? Hang on. I want to say something about that, okay? He's always so intense. I'm just going to rewind it so we can hear that first note again. I love intensity, okay? I've said it before, I love drama. I don't know why. Extremes. I love extreme weather events. Even when there's destruction, there's something about it. Maybe that, I've been sheltered a lot. To see some extreme is exciting to me because it's unusual, it's different. There's too often a need for artists to, protect an audience. And so they don't go and go crazy. They don't jump out of the comfort zone. And the thing I noticed with Ren is he's brave. He goes out of those norms. He is exciting because he doesn't have a genre. He doesn't have a style. He adapts. He changes. He tries. He experiments, and he totally shocks at times. Right? Cujo Beatdown shocked me, and he's successful. And why is he successful to me? Because I love someone who is willing to go out there and try something, to bend narratives, to explore creativity, and that is something you cannot take away from Ren, is his creativity. Of course, Chinchilla. I can't remember the name of the track that I watched. I saw it once, I published it, and then I didn't do another Chinchilla. I wanted to, but it was a banger. I loved it.
I'm still here in this bed that I crawled in. I hope that I'm someone else in the morning. So take this one, wash it down and you'll be fine. Then walk around around in the floating chalk outline. So it goes, let it be. In the gallows, balanced on my toes so I can breathe. But little by little, bit by bit, I push it back down with a new habit. If not for long, just for a while, I'll bury myself with a great big smile. Oh my, my, oh.
Oh, it's so heavy. I really wanted to touch on songs that we hear that are recorded in hallways, in stairways, in garages. The acoustics are like, it's like none other. Like when I was big motorcycle rider, me and my buddy Mark, he recently, well, a couple of years ago passed away. COVID, darn COVID. Took one of my best friends. Anyway, him and I used to ride Harleys together all the time. And the roar of a bike when you're going through like an underpass or an overpass or a tunnel, the tunnels, when you're going through mountains and whatnot, the roar when you crank that throttle is just like, it's, I think of him doing it, and I don't really do it. I never really did it for whatever reason, but he always did it because, you know, it was so loud and so echoey. And when he would do it, I would see this grown man. He was 60. He was one of my best friends. He was 60. We rode together all the time. There was a time he said, "Jeff, I think it's time for you to go buy a new bike so that we can reconnect." And I did. I bought a Harley so that him and I could connect again. Because I've had 3 bikes, and there's been time in between my second and my third. And I was mountain biking a lot, and then Mark came to me one day and said, "I think it's time for you to buy a bike so we can reconnect." And it was like, he was my best buddy, you know. I have 3 best buddies, and 2 of them passed away in the same years. Ridiculous. Anyway, and the acoustics. So I think of him as like, you know, a kid, you know, putting the baseball card on the back of your spokes of your bicycle, you know, and like just revving through tunnels just to hear that loud sound and to see the smiles on his face, you know. And I think the acoustics the same for when singing. It's something completely different. I love it so much. And so this song, I had a hard time bringing that up because, wow, there is some deep thoughts here. Going to bed hoping you're going to wake up someone different. And yeah, I'm struggling here through this song already.
If not for long, just for a while, I'll bury myself with a great big smile. Oh my, oh my, we trace ourselves in these chalk outlines. Oh my, oh my, erase ourselves in these chalk outlines.
Sertraline and a sip of serotonin. Don't cry, 'cause there's a pill for everything. Take this one, wash it down and you'll be fine. The feeling goes and you draw a chalk outline.
So it goes, let it be. In the gallows, I'm balanced on my toes so I can breathe. But little by little, bit by bit, I push it back down with a new habit. If not for long, just for a while, I bury myself with a great big smile. Oh my, oh my, we trace ourselves in these chalk outlines.
Look at his face. Oh my God. Like, you can't rehearse emotion. You know what I mean? Like, you could just see it in his voice that he's experienced some pain and grief in his life. And in my battles of addiction, my biggest struggle was accepting myself for who I am and not worrying what other people had to say. And I talked about that in the that song Power. That's what I heard the message from his song was. And like in this one here, there's a pill for everything, right? Like I tried weed, and I don't know why. My friends did it and I thought I should try it, and I didn't get a buzz the first time, but I am stubborn and I tried again. And we were on our way to a club. It was a teen night at a bar, of all things. Teen night at a bar, so weird. But we went. It was dancing. There was no alcohol. And I was high on weed. And normally super self-conscious, super low self-esteem. I had great friends. You know, and it was not hard for me to have great friends, but I still was broken inside. And I was so nervous around girls. And here I walked into this club and I was full of life. And I was walking towards the dance floor, and the most beautiful girl in the bar pointed to me, did this, and we danced the whole night together. And I was just like, wow, I got to do weed more often. And so started that I kept seeking something new to get me out of myself, because in myself I was broken and I was lost and confused, and I hated myself. And the drug cured me. And when it stopped working, I would find another one that would work. And that downward spiral for years is what ruined me. It broke my spirit so much that I didn't even know there was a way out until there was. And when I hear songs like this, like, it just reminds me of how broken I was and how broken people can be, and that knowing that there's a way out and some can't find it. And like, that it's just such a real truth that there's a pill for everything. Take it. And it's so sad. And these guys are singing their hearts out. And Chinchilla, your voice, as soon as you started singing, I was it's so hard. I love your voice. I love your voice so much. And the song is so sad and hard. It's so hard. It's a hard topic, you know. There's a lot of it's personal to me. And so I'm sweating. My armpits are sweating. I'm cringy. I don't like this feeling. And I love it. I love the song, and I hate the feeling. And so it's quite like a weird place to be. I just don't even know. Like I cried a bit there, and I'm like, I want to hear your voice some more. And just look at Ren's face there. Like, that's real, man. You know, that's so real. I love it.
Oh mama, erase ourselves.
And those nails.
It's such a perfect day. Take it just in case. Take it just in case. I'm scared of being okay, 'cause all things change. All things change. It's such a perfect day. It's a beautiful shade. It's a beautiful shade. I'm scared of being okay, 'cause all things change. But little by little, bit by bit, I'll push it back down with a new habit. If not for long, just for a while, I'll bury myself with a great big smile. Oh mama, we trace ourselves in these chalk outlines. Oh mama,
erase ourselves in these chalk outlines.
Oh my. Okay, so I'm just trying to understand. Like, hang on, let me see if I can find that. So I push it back down with a new habit, and then they talk about, to bury it with a smile, and so like, is it like fake it till we make it? That's what I hear. Oftentimes, I would not feel like there was any hope in my life. Like I was never going to recover from this disease of addiction, and fake it till you make it was a slogan that I heard oftentimes at the 12-step meetings that I would go to in Ontario, and they said like just put the smile on and the rest will follow. Just give it a shot, just like your way wasn't working, so just for a little while, let's just go out there and try and have a good time. I know that you want to die and you're lost and you think you're never going to amount to anything, but just come out. Just fake it until you make it. And so like I use that so many times, fake it till you make it. And so like I just hear, and I can't help obviously because music is so important to so many of us. It helps us get through so many hard times. And I am no different. I hear a song and it moves me because of my experiences in my life. And the biggest experience in my life was falling to the disease of addiction, and then even bigger was not just recovering from it, but was getting a life better than the life I had before I even picked up drugs in the first place. My life is so much better today. Oh my God. But I cannot help but be brought back to some of those feelings when I hear songs like this, when I hear lyrics like theirs. This is not how I responded to this song the first time I heard it at all. I thought, oh, she has a nice voice. That's what I thought. My wife says she's got really long nails. I was like, oh yeah, look at those. Those are cool, I listened to Jeremy Zucker and Chelsea Cutler. Okay, those are the two that I hear most of the time. I wake up to Chelsea Cutler as my alarm because her music is soft, her voice is soft. Jeremy Zucker too. He's we walked out my wife walked down the aisle to me at the altar to both Jeremy Zucker and Chelsea Cutler. They mean a lot to us. When I hear duets, I can't help but think of them. Their music is love music and breakup music. This music here is such a hard topic only because it's so real. It's not a make-believe breakup. It's a real life Ren trying to get through the demons of his disease and what it's done to his emotional state, his spirit. And I'm just so grateful that you found this outlet of music. And I say it time and time again, Ren, because you help so many people get through so many hard times with your music. And I can't help but I just want to reach out, man, and just like, if for a second, like put my hand on your shoulder and just I don't know. Like, I don't know, right? I'm not where you're at. I've never been where you're at, and I may never ever know where you're at, spiritually and emotionally, but like, I hear your music, I feel your pain, and like I don't know how. I want to just like, I want to give you some of my energy, I want to take away some of your pain for a day somehow. That's all I'm saying. I've gone on too long. I try so hard not to talk so much, but I can't help it sometimes, and especially when it's like, oh, this song. Do you know what I mean? Like, oh my God. It's so hard. It's not how I wanted to wake up today.